Yep.
we're there.
And I'm putting on. All right, wave hello. We're waiting for all the streams to start.
Okay.
Okay, one Facebook page, two Facebook pages. We're waiting for LinkedIn
Ooh, look
and
at
we're
that. My hand
okay.
is coming out of nowhere.
There you go. Okay, let's do this. Dance with me, James.
There we go.
Oh, look at this. I have to keep up with him.
I was told I'm a terrible dancer.
I don't think so. I'll dance with you. Happy birthday. Somebody's day.
Birthday to somebody.
Special way. Shine. Smile. A lot of style. Let me tell the Suno Orchestra to quiet it down. Okay, thank you to the Suno Orchestra. Love that song. I am Bonnie D, and I'm happy to be here with my new guest co-host. His name is James H. Hill, and he's got a middle initial that's L, and I don't know what it stands for. James,
And
before
you
we
will never
start,
find out.
okay, before
Oh,
we're both from New York. I'm not. If I knew, what you'd have to do to me. I want you to just tell everybody, please, just in a couple of sentences, who you are, what you do, and tell them how we met, and then we'll start the show. Go ahead.
all right. I am James L. Hill. L stands for lover boy, or Lucifer sometimes.
Yes.
And I'm a writer. I'm an author. I'm a publisher. I have written the Killer series, which is 4 books. I'm working on the Gemstone series. You got 2 books out, and we'll have a third one out. Supposed to be working on it now, but I'm not. I'm working on a bunch of short stories, which comes out Friday. So I have a collection of short stories called The Moth and Other Tantalizing Tales.
That's fantastic. And you're publishing them under your own imprint, correct?
Yes, yes.
Tell everybody what's your imprint. What's your imprint?
Rock Hill Publishing,
Rock Hill.
LLC.
Very, very nice. Thank you very much. You ready for me to start? Let's get this party started. Here we go. So, everybody, listen up. Pop the confetti. Light the candles fast. It's happy birthday to you, whoever you are, and we hope it's a blast. Bonnie D on her scarlet mic, and co-host James H is here too, dishing celebration gold with a fun POV, point of view. V doesn't rhyme, so I had to put in the word view. From icons on the screen to social media stars who soar, we'll share what they're known for and maybe some of their pre-fame lore. That's history. Wacky holidays you never knew till today, plus music milestones, they're all headed your way. We've got candles. James, I hope they're not near the computer. And sparklers and frosting on the cake, a delicious recipe only James and I could bake. So buckle up, darlings. A fun show is in store. We're lighting up November 25th already. What? With glam, with bam, and with so much more. And I'm going to start off with music history, and let's take turns. Here we go. 1961, the Everly Brothers. Wow. Don and Phil report for military duty at Camp Pendleton in Southern California after joining the Marine Corps Reserves. This was back in the 60s, everybody. By enlisting together, they ensured they won't be drafted separately and separated. So there you go. Thank you to the Everly Brothers, long gone, for your service. You've got the next one, James. Who have you got?
All right. The next one is 1965. London famed department store Harrods opened the store especially for the Beatles one time to let them do their shopping. You know how crazy it was with the Fab Four, how they were always chased around by all their fans. I'm sure it was madness in London. So Harrods opened up the store for a couple of hours after hours just for them so that they can get their Christmas shopping done.
That's very nice. I bet they spent a bundle. We
In
assume.
65, they probably did have a bundle already.
Oh, yeah, they were rolling in it. In 1966, the next year, the Jimi Hendrix Experience played their first show. We're back in London again. In the Bag of Nails, I'm assuming that's probably a tavern or a nightclub. What do you think?
I would think it would be a club or something, a bar, club, something like that. Now, Jimi Hendrix is one of my favorite, probably the favorite artist I have ever known. I
Wow.
love Jimi Hendrix. I used to do a radio show. I used to start every show with Led Zeppelin and end with Jimi Hendrix, because Jimi Hendrix was the show closer.
I didn't know that. See, that's a reason that I picked that for the show today. Very interesting. You've got the next one. Go ahead.
Okay. Who's next? Who's next? Oh,
1967.
1967. Yes. Okay. I was a young lad at that time. And this is Incense and Peppermint, the Strawberry Alarm Clock. I barely remember that song. And what else did it say here? So it was written by Ed King, who later joined Leonard Skinner.
Wow,
A
there's a
very,
lot of history there. Do you
yes,
remember incense and peppermint? Something like that. I remember the
yes,
Strawberry Alarm Clock. What an interesting name for a group, isn't it?
yes. And I would think that they came out of that whole hype Asbury uh, era
Pro-
of 67. I was a flower child, a very young flower child at
Very,
that
very
time.
young.
Yes,
Very,
very,
very
very
young.
young at that time. I
Yes.
wanted to go to Woodstock, and my friends told my mom that we were going to hitchhike up there. Now, see, we had a whole plan. I was going to, but my mom used to take us to concerts and everything. And I told my friend, look, we get my mom, we'll tell my mom we want to go. She's not going to go because it's out there in the field. She ain't camping nowhere, but she'll give us the go ahead. And then we can all tell everybody else's mother my mom was good with it. And right up until the point where my friend tells her, we're going to hitchhike, everything was working beautifully.
You didn't get there. We know
We
that.
did not get there. No.
Very interesting. Well, we're going to move ahead one more year to 1968 when the Frank Sinatra special aired on CBS. It was called Francis Albert Sinatra Does His Thing, and it featured very interesting juxtaposition of talents. Diane Carroll, beautiful lady, beautiful singer, and the Fifth Dimension. My goodness, they were one of my favorite groups, and they were on the Francis Albert Sinatra Does His Thing special, 1968. Oh, those were the good old days, right? They were.
Yes, they were.
They
And now
were.
we'll move up to 1975. And Elvis Presley, a guy I really like. My mom loved Elvis Presley. He went into debt. And actually, my mom had the same birthday as Elvis Presley.
Really?
And he went into debt for $350,000 and had to put up Graceland. Now, recently, somebody was trying to sell Graceland.
I saw that.
And yes, they were trying to scam their way into selling Graceland.
And he didn't own it. The guy who was selling it didn't own it.
Yes, he didn't own it, and he can't sell it because it's a national treasure.
Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
landmark now,
Yep.
so no one can sell it.
Well,
I forget when they made it a landmark, but they made it a landmark.
well, we don't know the guy. We don't remember the guy's name, but he got his 15 minutes of fame by trying to do that. Yeah, I'll sell you Graceland. No, you can't. You don't own it, and you can't sell it anyway. Let's move 3 years later to 1978. Playing the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Aerosmith lead singer Steven Tyler is hit in the face, what, with a bottle someone threw from the audience? Bad, bad, bad manners. The band left the stage and the show was canceled after Joe Perry says, "We love you, but you can't throw things at us." The previous year, someone threw a firecracker on stage during an Aerosmith show. Must be something about Steven Tyler and Aerosmith that, what do you think? Do you think they bring that kind of attention?
No, I've seen Aerosmith. I've seen him a couple of times, and it's because it's Philadelphia.
Okay. Well, I have to tell you
Philly
that
fans are crazy.
after I started taking drum lessons, I was invited to join the one of the adult bands at the School of Rock, and we were in Durham, North Carolina, and there was a downtown Durham. What could I call it, James? It was like a performance space where they had bleachers on each side and a great big floor where people could stand and a stage with professional equipment. And I was in this band, and one of the songs, I'd been taking lessons for about 8 weeks at the time. One of the songs that they wanted me to play with the band was Dream On by Aerosmith.
Very nice.
What an experience. Unbelievable. And when the band was done, we had about 8 songs, and I took turns with the teacher. And he had a pink and green mohawk, and never mind. And we took turns playing because I didn't know all of the songs because I'd only been with the band a couple weeks. And when we were done, I came down. A friend was there with me, and he gave me a hug. And people came up to me. Mostly it was young kids, James. There were bands for kids who were 8 years old, 12 years old, 10 years old, and then all the way up to the teens and the adult bands. And a couple of parents of the young kids came up and said, "Oh, you were so good. How long you been playing?" And I said, 8 weeks. Okay, well, that was quite an experience for me. So I have a favorite spot in my heart and in my drumsticks. I have the drum kit here, but I haven't played in a while for Aerosmith. So I'm sorry things were being thrown at you, Steven Tyler, but I still think the band is great. So you've got the next one, James. Who have you got?
All right. I got Bono, George Michael, Phil Collins, Jody Watley, and Simon LeBone. And the thing that they all have in common, they're the one who put together the "Do You Know It's Christmas." Uh, what would you call it? It's a
One of those compilation, one of
no,
those yeah, it was a
it was a
special
charity thing. Yeah,
charity thing, right?
a charity thing for uh for hunger in Africa.
Yep.
And they sold it, and they made it, they put it all together, and they raised $14 million the very first week that it came out.
Can
It's
you
one of my favorite holiday songs because I do not like holiday songs.
Do they know it's Christmas? I know I've heard it. And you know something? We're back in London again because that's where
Yes,
they recorded
that's
it.
what they recorded with
It
Bono before Bono was really well known in YouTube.
Yeah, and you know something, James? This made history for different reasons. One of them, many reasons. One is it was the first big all-star charity single. So
Yes,
can you imagine the power? Bono, George Michael, and Phil Collins, not to mention everybody else. That was a big deal, right?
yes, that was a very big deal. And I guess Bono was pretty well known by '84. I mean,
Yeah.
YouTube was very well known. I guess especially in London,
Yep.
in England, yeah, he must have been really well known by then.
He must have been. So that
I've
was
seen YouTube also. I've been to a lot of concerts. Let me just put it that way.
sounds
I
like
don't
it.
have to I don't
Sounds
have
like
to
it.
say, oh yeah, I was at that show. But yes,
You're my concert king.
absolutely great. Absolutely great.
Well, that was one of the first, and it certainly started a tradition all over the world for big all stars getting together for singles to raise money for charity. Let's jump ahead. We're going a whole whopping 8 years later to 1992. This is in a lot of people's memory. In her first film role, Whitney Houston starred as a pop diva under the protection of The Bodyguard, title of the film, Kevin Costner. That was quite a film. The highlight of the movie was her rendition of I Will Always Love You. 3 days after the movie opened, it hit number 1 on the charts. Beautiful Whitney Houston, beautiful voice. I'm going to cry. And it's just terrible that she left us so soon.
Yes.
Can,
And everybody tried to sing that song, and no one could actually sing that song the way Whitney
no,
sung it.
nobody.
Professionals,
Yep,
non-professionals,
yep,
everybody wants to try to sing that song, and they
yep,
all do a terrible job at it. No one
yep.
can touch her on that song.
Well, that's what an icon is, isn't it? That's what a
Yes.
real icon is I'm gonna cry. I don't want to cry. Go ahead, rescue me. You've got the next one.
Okay, I got the next one, which is 1998. Exhale, Shoop Shoop from again Whitney
Whitney
Houston.
Houston.
And hit number 1 on the Hot 100. The song appeared in the soundtrack of Waiting to Exhale, which starred Whitney Houston.
So she went from 92, The Bodyguard, to 95, Waiting to Exhale. She was really in her prime in those days. Wow. R.I.P. Whitney Houston. And let's move to the following year, 1996. Jaybird Records, the first James internet record label, open for business, and they offered previews using real audio and shockwave software. Clients included Mitch Ryder, remember Mitch Ryder, and
I
Billy
remember it
Squire?
well.
Yeah, but didn't last. Well, the internet lasted and internet music lasted, but the record label went boop, 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 boop. So no longer, but they tried. They tried. If
They
somebody had to
tried.
be the first. Yes.
Yep. And of course, now you can get like Spotify and all kinds of stuff now. And one thing I will say about that type of industry, they're not paying the artists anywhere near what they should be paying.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's sort of like when records first came out, that a lot of the artists didn't make the money that they should have made from their
Yep.
own work. I'm a
Yep.
very big proponent of paying the people who does the work.
What they're due.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm with you on that. What's
All right,
next?
let's jump to 97. And Garth Brooks released his eighth album, Seven. Or is that Seven or Severance?
Sevens. Sevens,
Seven,
plural.
yeah. Right. Which is with the hit Two
Pina coladas.
Oh,
Pina colada.
I don't have my glasses on
I'm
because
reading two
my
pina
glasses are
coladas.
gonna my glasses are going to reflect too much stuff here. So two pina coladas and long neck bottle. I'm
There
not
you.
a real country fan, but I know a little bit about Garth Brooks. Um, he started bringing country music into the forefront, bringing
Yes.
it out of the country and somewhat more into the mainstream.
Yes. And several years later on yesterday's show, we talked about it was the anniversary of he bought a sports center in Nashville and turned it into a tavern and serving food, a menu designed by Trisha Yearwood, who is also a country star.
Yes.
And it's a very high end, and people were saying they love it, and some of them don't love it so much. So Garth Brooks became very successful. Let's go to the same day, November 25th, 1997. Something else was happening in the music world besides Garth Brooks' album. He named his eighth album Sevens. That's interesting. Okay, the Zombies. I don't even know the names of these people. Rod Argent on organ, Colin Blunstone on vocals, Paul Atkinson on guitar, Chris White on bass, and Hugh Grundy on drums. They reunited on stage for the first time in 30 years. Do you notice how many of these items in this list today, James, are in London? This was at London's Jazz Cafe. They performed only two songs. That was quite a reunion. I can imagine where they traveled from. She's Not There and Time of the Season. Why those songs? They were promoting their new album box set, Zombie Heaven. Interesting. Do you remember the song She's Not
I
There?
I remember She's Not There. I remember Time of the Season.
Me
I don't
too.
remember any other zombie songs. So
Well, that's
I guess that's the reason why they only played those two.
there you go. That must have been an interesting reunion coming. Yeah, let's go play two songs. Well, okay, we're selling some records. Okay, that's good. What have you got next for us?
Okay, in 2005, we have country music makes itself comfortable around New York when the Country Music Association holds its 39th annual CMA Awards at my favorite spot, Madison Square Garden.
There you
I
go.
spent many a night in the garden.
I'm sure you do. And I used to commute from Long Island to New York City for jobs that I had. I worked for some big bank companies over the years, and I would take the Long Island Railroad into Manhattan, and that's where the Long Island Railroad was,
That's
under
right.
MSG, the garden. And when people say MSG, it's like, no, I don't eat food with MSG. No, I'm talking about Madison Square
Oh,
Garden.
we talk about the garden.
And we have one more, 2015. We're jumping ahead 10 years. Alicia Keys, oh my goodness gracious, began her two-episode stint playing Sky Summers. That's Sky, Skye. I like that spelling. On the TV series Empire, which was hip hop centered. Did you ever watch Empire, James? I
I
never
did
did.
not. I did not.
I
Uh,
think, is it Taraji P. Henson? Wasn't she the star of that?
she might have been.
I think so.
Yeah.
And it was about a record company, but
Right. It's about a record company. I
yeah.
think she might have been the supposed to be the head of the record company.
She was. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of hers, but I haven't seen her in any of this news in a while. But Alicia Keys on TV, that would have been interesting to see. And that was 10 years ago today. She started for two episodes. We'll have to go find them. Let's move on to celebrity birthdays. I have an awful lot in here. I don't know if we need to read everything in the list. Well, I'll pick and choose. We'll each take we'll take a celebrity, and I'm not going to give all of the background, but I think these are interesting. Today is John Larroquette, and he spells his name with two R's and two T's. I didn't know that. He's 78. Happy birthday, John Larroquette. He's an actor known for starring roles in the NBC military drama Baa Black Sheep. I never watched that. But the one I know him from is Night Court. He was on the original comedy. What a show.
That was
1980
great.
84 to 92, but they did a reboot the past 2 years. It may still be on 2023. Did you see the new one?
Yes. And it's just as funny. He
It's
plays the same. He's back playing the same. He is hilarious.
I love it. And Melissa Rauch, who played yeah, she plays
She was on Big Bang
Big
Theory.
Bang Theory,
Yeah.
Bernadette.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was just and Mrs. What's his name, daughter-in-law. She was incredible. Anyway, John Larroquette had his own show in 93 to 96. He was on The Practice, a David E. Kelly legal drama. He was on Boston Legal. He was on The Librarians. I didn't know this. He made his
Yes,
Broadway
yes. He
debut.
was in the Librarians. Yes.
I haven't seen that. And that was on for 4 years. Do you know that he made his Broadway debut in the musical revival of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying? I didn't know that. I didn't know he was a Broadway actor, but he's been in some, he made his claim to fame. And this was interesting, James. He did the opening narration of the horror film The Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 1974 as a favor for the director, Toby Hooper. And they played John, paid John Larroquette in marijuana. I'm not going to read anymore, but he also plays the clarinet and the saxophone, and he loves collecting rare books. Isn't that something?
Ah, I didn't know that either. I didn't know he did the opening thing to. Well, I don't. I seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, of course, and not really my favorite genre of movies to go see.
Ooh, not mine.
Slasher movies, but that was the one that really kicked off the genre too.
And he made the narration for the opening. Interesting, and I hope he enjoyed his payoff. There, you can't
I'll
take
have to
that
go
to
back
the
and watch it.
can't take that to the bank. You're going to listen to him with a different attitude now, right?
Yes.
It adjusted his attitude. Before I get in trouble, why don't you take the next birthday, James?
All right. We're going to go with a very favorite actress of mine,
Yes.
Christine Applegate, and she is 54.
Oh,
Give away her age.
yeah.
Uh, American actress who played Kelly Bundy in the Fox sitcom Married with Children.
Oh, what a
And
show.
that ran for 10 years. It was a fantastic show.
I
And
agree.
she was a marvelous actress in it.
Yes. Wonderful.
She kind of made that show, being the dizzy blonde and all that kind of stuff.
The
But
daughter, yep.
yeah, but you realize she wasn't dizzy at all.
Oh,
This
no.
woman was conniving. She was conniving.
There is a difference. There is a
Yes,
difference.
she played dumb, and she may not have at the character. She may not have known so much at school, but she was very conniving as a woman.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. She was good
Okay,
in that one. A
what
little
else was
more?
she in? She was in Friends
Yep.
from for a year,
Yep.
from 2002 to 2003. What else? She was in Samantha Who, I think. Was she? Yeah, she was a guest actress in that one.
She
Uh,
produced, wait a minute. She produced and
she
starred in Samantha Who.
Yeah,
Wow.
she produced it. Yeah, she was the
Yeah.
producer of Samantha Who.
Yeah.
She was also, and I'm gonna have to pick this up, uh, the dark comedy Dead to Me
I
from.
started that and I didn't like it. I turned it off. It
Oh
didn't
no,
appeal to me. Nope,
I
didn't
thought it was
like it.
pretty good. Up
Okay.
All Night, which was another one that I really didn't watch that often. I caught a couple of them, but the thing that really was good. Don't tell mom the babysitter is dead. That was a big comeback for her. It got her into the movies,
Yep.
and then the big hit, The Sweet Things. Anchorman was the next thing that she was in. She was in both Anchorman, and she did a wonderful job there. She played in Hall Pass. She played Vacation. She played Bad Moms. A couple other things here, Crash Pad and Sweet Charity. But really, the Anchorman, The Legend of Ted Ron Bundy.
Yeah, you almost said the wrong one.
Yeah, and it's actually Ron Burgundy.
There you go.
Yeah,
We'll let that
fantastic,
go.
fantastic roles for her. And Don't
Yeah.
Tell Mom the Babysitter Dead. That was such a funny
I
movie.
never saw it. You know,
Oh
she's had to step back. She's doing
yeah,
voiceover work now. She's got MS and she's had to step back from acting, but she's still doing voice work and
yeah. And
she's
she did something recently on TV where she actually came out, told everybody she had MS. She was doing a charity thing,
yep,
and yeah, but
yep.
yeah, um, she's doing, like you said, voice acting now and stuff like that. She doesn't actually get in front of the camera, but she still produces. I think.
Yeah.
I see her name on some things when you watch the credits. You'll see
Very beautiful and very talented. Yes, we're sending you happy birthday hugs, Christina Applegate. Let me go on. Another actress, one of my favorites, is Jill Hennessy. She's 57. She's 3 years older than Christina Applegate. They could be sisters 3 years apart. What am I saying? Canadian actress and singer. I didn't know she was a singer. She was on Law and Order as Claire Kincaid for 3 seasons. Didn't know that. Where I first met her, was when she was on the crime drama Crossing Jordan, where she played a crime-solving forensic pathologist, Dr. Jordan Kavanaugh, for 6 years. I was a big fan of that show. She also was in RoboCop 3, Most Wanted. She was in the independent film Chutney Popcorn. She wrote and co-directed a film called The Acting Class. Didn't see that. In 2001, and I didn't see this either, she portrayed Jackie Kennedy in the film Jackie Ethel Joan, The Women of Camelot, meaning the Kennedy women. I didn't know also she is multilingual. She speaks English, Italian, French, Spanish, and German. She plays the guitar. She loves to ride motorcycles with her husband. And she recorded an album called Ghost in My Head. And she performed with the Indigo Girls on a show called Mountain Stage. I didn't know that. Do you know Jill Hennessy? Are you familiar with her at all?
Not really. I heard of some of these things, but I can't really picture her. So
Okay, you'll go find a picture
yeah.
afterwards when you put your glasses back on. You got the next one. Go ahead.
Okay, the next one is Jill Flint, an American TV and film actress who played Jill Cassidy in the
Casey,
U.S.
Casey, Casey.
Casey.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't read without glasses.
I know. I'm helping you. It's so good. It's good.
But she was in Royal Pain, the FBI agent Laura Delaney on the CBS legal series The Good Wife.
I like
A
that.
show I will one day watch.
Yes, I
I
suggest it.
will. I will sit there and stream it one time.
And the follow-up series, The Good Fight. She wasn't in that, but that's even more, much more powerful, The Good Fight. And
Yeah,
she was in a couple of other ones. Tell
yeah.
us
She was
more.
in Night Shift, the Night Shift, which I did watch a few of those,
Yeah.
and she was in Bull. She played Bull's wife.
Nope.
No,
Did he marry her? No, he was married to somebody else. She was a
romantic interest. Okay,
romantic interest. She
he
played
didn't marry her. That's
Diana
correct.
Lindsay. Yeah, she was. She
Yeah,
kept appearing in the history. Bull he was a what do you call it? A jury consultant.
consultant. Yes, in that show, he a jury consultant. He figures out who should be on the jury, and in doing so, he also figures out the crimes.
Yes, he
Yeah.
does. And yes, people come to him to defend them, and he figures out how to get the best jury for them. And sometimes he does. Very, very interesting. Let's move on. This one is a favorite of mine. I took it for me. Bruno Tonioli is 70. He's Italian British TV personality, choreographer, and dancer. He judged on the British TV shows Strictly Come Dancing. He was on Dance X. He was on Britain's Got Talent. And where I first saw him, James, was on Dancing with the Stars from 2005. He's still doing it. I stopped watching. Too much acrobatics. And Dance War, Bruno versus Carrie Ann. That's Carrie Ann and Naba, also a judge on these shows. He's worked in the music business. He did choreography. You're going to love this. Choreography for Tina Turner, for Sting, for Elton John, for the Stones, for Freddie Mercury, for Boy George, for Banana Rama, and for Duran Duran. He danced in the Elton John video for I'm Still Standing, da da
That was a
da,
great show. That
off
was
key.
great.
He choreographed the band Arcadia's music video for their song Election Day, blah, 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 blah. But his recent claim to fame is that he was on Britain's Got Talent and he didn't know how the rules worked for the Golden Buzzer. So he pressed it for a Uganda dance troupe called the Ghetto Kids. He pressed it while they were dancing instead of at the end, but they let it count. Then there was a group called, the singer called Gamal John in episode 6 of another season of the show. And he pressed it, but another judge had already done it, or he'd already done it, and a judge only gets one golden buzzer. He pressed it another time. No confetti came down, but Gamal John still got the golden buzzer. So Bruno likes to break the rules while he's dancing and while he's judging. There you go.
I was going to ask you, are you English?
No, I'm not English. Why?
Right, because you got a lot of things in here from London and England, and I
These
was like,
just
I wonder
pop
if
up.
she's actually from England.
No, I'm a New Yorker like you. These just pop up in the birthday list. It just happens that these people have their birthdays today. Now, you've got one I put in here, which is interesting, and I put it in for a reason. When you finish reading it, you'll see why. Go ahead.
Okay, so this one is, oh yes, I love this one. I'm glad you put this one in there.
Yes.
Okay, his name is Doug Ray Scott. He's
Mhm.
60. Scottish actor. He was in Mission Impossible 2, The Hitman, and Taken. He played the villain Moriarty in the 2025 TV series Sherlock and Daughter. Trivia, he turned down the role of Wolverine in the X-Men. I didn't know that. And he eventually went to Hugh Jackman, well, the role went to Hugh Jackman, not him.
Yeah, yeah. So that was
So
probably the mistake of his life, Doug Ray Scott, because just very, very interesting. So he was in Hitman and Taken 3. Do you know any of those films?
yes,
Mm.
watch them
Okay.
all, and
Oh,
and Mission Impossible.
really? I
Watch
know
all
Mission
Mission
Impossible. This is
Impossible.
Mission Impossible too.
Yeah,
I've seen most of them. I've seen. You know what? I probably did, and I don't know if I would recognize them. I'm going to give you the next one. We have three in memoriam, people whose birthdays were today, but they're no longer with us. And I thought you would enjoy the next one. So why don't you start
yeah.
this?
Ricardo Montalban.
Yes.
Okay, Corinthian leather. I had to go look up where Corinthian was when he came out with that
Yeah.
rich Corinthian leather.
Yes.
I had to I had to find out where that was. He played in Fantasy Island from
Yes.
97 from 77 to 84.
Yep.
He was Khan in the Wrath of Khan in 82. Still, one of the favorite quotes from Star Trek lore is when he stand there, Khan,
Oh,
and of
didn't.
course Montalban's diatribe where he's sitting there just going off on telling these people how he's going to kill them all, and he just rattling off how great he is and everything. It was a wonderful, wonderful story.
I had a
Uh,
feeling you'd know him. And on Fantasy Island, he was Mr. Rourke. He
he was
wasn't he
Mr.
there
Orc,
when the other character said the
the
plane.
plane. Yes,
He was
Herves.
he welcomed people
Yes,
on Fantasy Island, Mr. Rourke.
yep.
Yeah.
He was in Spy Kids. He was in How the West Was Won. I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in How the West Was Won. Uh,
And the Cordoba line comes from he did Chrysler car ads for over a dozen
yes.
years in the 70s and 80s. Very elegant. Do you remember those ads?
Oh yes,
I
yes.
do
They
too.
play all the time, and that rich Corinthian leather.
I dated somebody who owned a Cordoba, and I think I remember the Corinthian leather not as the most important thing about the car, but we'll leave that one alone. The next in memoriam, and by the way, he lived from 1920 to 2009,
2009.
Ricardo
Yes.
Montalban with an accent aigu over the A, the second A. Catherine Crosby also was born today, 1933 to 2024. She's in the list because she was Bing Crosby's second wife. Those of you watching and listening probably have no idea who Bing Crosby was. Look about Bing. She played Princess Parisa in the movie The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad in 1958, which nobody around today would remember. And she was Mary Pillant in the classic film Anatomy of a Murder in 59. She was a guest on her husband's sitcom, The Bing Crosby Show. Very, very attractive lady. And I just had to put her in because Bing Crosby had a wonderful voice, and he did On the Road series of movies with Bob
Bob
Hope.
Hope and Bing
And,
Crosby. Yes, the
yes,
road movies.
the
On the
road
road
movies.
again. Yes,
Yes, before On the Road Again. And Catherine Crosby was his second wife. And Bing Crosby was famous for his voice, ba 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 boom, boom, boom. He
yes.
did
The
that
whole
kind of.
Bing Crosby. Boom, boom, boom.
And I gave you a sports birthday. I think you'll like
Yes.
this one. Go ahead.
All right, Joe DiMaggio, the great Joe DiMaggio, 1914 to 1999, aka Jolton Joe, the Yankee Clipper, and Joe Deeve,
Yep.
1914 to 1999. Uh, okay, so everybody probably knows he's a professional baseball player.
Yep.
Uh, he played center field. He played the entire 13-year career in the major league for the New York Yankees.
Yay!
I lived around the corner from Yankee Stadium at one time.
Wow. In the
Yeah,
Bronx.
in the Bronx, back to the Bronx. And he was born to Italian immigrants in California. He was considered one of the greatest baseball players of all time, set the record for the longest hitting streak, 56 games. I really don't like baseball,
Okay. Sorry
but
about that.
but I do like some of the older times and stuff like that. And like I said, I lived around the corner from Yankee Stadium, so I would go to Yankee Stadium and get drunk.
We won't tell anybody.
But the thing about Joe DiMaggio is he married Marilyn Monroe,
Yes. Yes.
and there's a movie that came out. I think it was on Netflix about Marilyn Monroe, and he was very good to her. Everybody
Yes.
thought that Joe DiMaggio, treated her badly, but he
No,
actually treated her very well.
was very
And yes,
devoted to her.
he
Yes.
loved him some Marilyn Monroe.
Yes, he did. He was voted the sports baseball's greatest living player in 1969, and he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 55. So R.I.P. Joe DiMaggio, Catherine Crosby, and Ricardo Montalban. And let's move on to four people who are very much alive who are having birthdays today. And the reason they're on my list, James, is because they have at least 1.5 million followers. Or views. That's the requirement, and they have birthdays today. So I'll start it off. On YouTube, we have a young man who's only 18 years old. His name is Alan Beltran, Beltran, if you want to look him up. He's got 5 million plus followers, subscribers. I don't know whether they're subscribers, followers, fans. They seem to change the names. And his channel, coincidentally, James, is called I Am Yankee. I thought that would be interesting based on we just did the Joe DiMaggio birthday. Alan posts game and challenge videos, and he has a video of himself and his dog exploring a tunnel, I don't know where, that got over 6 million views. It must have been fun. And his video of driving for the first time, I don't know who was videoing him driving for the first time. I assume the constructor wasn't in the car with him. Got over 900,000 views. James, can you even imagine over 900,000 views for one video? Tell me.
No.
No,
This is not my era or not my thing. I have no idea how some of this stuff works. TikTok. We have Yolanda Diaz. Now I heard of her.
Oh,
I heard her name. She is 29 today. She had 2.9 plus million followers. She's a podcast, couple, content, storytelling, videos, a vlog of lifestyle and funny video. Her TikTok, waxing her armpits, has 1.3 million views.
that's actually,
Waxing her armpits.
James, I don't want to upset you, but it's 13 million views.
Oh, is it 13?
13 million.
Oh, okay.
Even if it was 1.3 million, it would be
It would be a lot. Yes.
what?
But
What?
13 million views of waxing her armpits.
I can't even I didn't even know it was a thing. I'm not even gonna get it. I'm
me,
not even
me and you both.
It sounds very painful to me. Moving on YouTube, back to YouTube, we have somebody called Super Snail Boy. He is 17, another young one. James, he has 99 million plus views. 99 million. I didn't say 99. I didn't say 999. I didn't say 99,000. I said 99 million. He posts Lego aviation animations and he creates Lego airplanes. He destroys them in funny ways, outlandish. In his videos, he uploaded Minecraft and stick figure animation videos. He has a video called 10 versus 10,000 piece Lego plane crash in pool. I don't know what that is, but he crashes 2 Lego planes in his pool. So he has a pool. Okay, well, with 99 million views, he might have a lot of money. And he compares the damage. That one got 7 million plus views last year. Can you even, James?
Wow.
I know. And you've got
Now, I
one more.
watch YouTube. I do watch YouTube.
Mhm.
My grandson had me watching battered people hitting, testing out bats because he plays baseball now. And I told you I don't like baseball, but I love my grandson. I go to all his games and I sit there and I watch people hitting balls with bats, and
There you go.
it's crazy.
There you go. It is. And you've got one more for us, one more
I got one
TikToker.
more, another TikTok. I have never watched TikTok. And this guy is Josh Butler.
Yep.
He's 29, 3.4 million plus followers, and let's see, 162 million likes.
What?
That's a lot of likes.
What? That's more than the 99 million that the snail boy got.
Yeah. TikTok sensation, actor, athlete who posts comedy, vlog, and football video. And that's why I might have heard of him. He's a football player. I love football.
There you go.
Football. So in 2015, he started attending Michigan State University on a full football ride. And in 2019, he received his master's in media and information. So he's putting that master's to good use, I guess.
He certainly is. You know, these people are making a living, and some of the profiles, James, that I read on some of these social stars actually have what their net worth is, even if they're just young. And it'll say how many millions of dollars they have earned or what they're,
And
never
I would
mind.
like to know how to earn just a little bit of that.
I know. I'm going to put on some. Let me see if I can get my volume up here. Let's see if we can get a shout out to all the birthday people. Here we go. There we go. Oh, isn't that sweet?
Oh,
Yay,
that's
yay, 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 yeah. That's for all the birthday
happy
people. Yeah,
birthday.
okay. There we go. Good. I had to do that. Okay, let's start holiday number one. This is National Parfait Day, and I'm going to give you the opening on this one. So, what have you got?
Okay, so in what is it, 1894, the
Yep.
word parfait is French for perfect.
Yes.
Parfait is a frozen dessert originated in France. I knew that. I
Yes.
took French in school.
Oh, me too.
Yes, we're terrible at
I
it.
was very good at it. Go ahead.
The oldest known recipe appeared around 1894 for a frozen custard dessert typically made with cream, egg, sugar, and syrup, served in a tall mold in refined shapes.
I don't know what that means, but I know I
Well,
parfait
we
glass
made
is
them in
tall.
parquet glasses, which were twisted and
There you
all
go.
that.
They you circle the ingredients around in
Yeah,
layers. That's it.
yeah.
So the origins are the word dessert was derived from French desservir, meaning to clear the table in English. I did not know that. It began with sugar. It was rare in Europe, and only the rich and aristocrats could afford it, and they could only do it on special occasions. Up to the 15th century, refined sugar was a sweetener and a seasoner. James, they used it on stew and roasted meat. I couldn't even imagine putting sugar on that.
Oh yes, when you're cooking like stews and stuff like that,
Put
you
sugar
throw
in
just
it?
a little bit of sugar in there. It brings out the flavor. It
Real, and you
also
know something? My dad used to put a couple shakes of salt on oatmeal and farina because he said that brought out the flavor. The salt brought out the
yes.
flavor. Interesting. Well, in those days, dessert was fruit, gingerbread, sugared almonds, jelly, and sometimes cookie marzipan. I love marzipan, that almond
What is
candy.
marzipan?
It's usually shaped in pretty shapes of little things, and it's based with almond paste. It's an almond flavored candy, and people specialize in them, and they're beautiful to look at. So look
Oh,
up marzipan on the web when you get your glasses back on. And meringues, you're going to take us into the 15th and 16th centuries in the
yes.
Renaissance.
Okay. So the Renaissance.
Yes.
Over time, sweetening meals with sugar lost its appeal,
Oh
and
no.
focus was placed on visual presentation. Chefs began creating elaborate and sculptures made entirely of sugar, like we do now with ice. They did it with sugar
Yep.
for the centerpiece of the dessert course. This practice was introduced to the French court via the Italian influence, notably from
Catherine de
Catherine
Medici.
I almost had it. Catherine de Medici.
I like your version better. We'll go
Okay,
with Medici. Go ahead.
well, close enough.
Yes.
The Medici wound up being popes at one time. It was a very powerful family in
Very.
Italy. Yeah, elaborate sugar creation or pastis
Pièce.
Montes became popular at grand feast. Okay, to signify wealth. Sculptures included the severed head of Louis the 15th. I don't know what these people had with severed heads, but
I don't know what they were
off the
drinking. I don't know what the chefs were drinking when they said, let's do Louis XV's head and let's make it in sugar and put it on the table. You say, wow, you got a lot of money.
yeah. And I don't know why, because I don't remember Louis the 15th went to the guillotines or whatever. I know the 16th guy went,
True.
but that
And
would have been like his grandfather. So I don't know what the heck he did.
you're killing
Surrounded the
me here.
altar and all kinds of other stuff. It fell out of favor when the French Revolution started. So I guess they wanted real heads on the
Too
table.
many heads rolled. Let's roll this up to the American adaptation. We've got three adaptations. You know what? I'm going to read all three because they're just quick here. The parfait traveled to the U.S. It was layered with ice cream, whipped cream, my favorite, fruit and sauce, topped often with a cherry. And the I'm going to read this one. The modern parfait, especially in the U.S., has yogurt with granola, fruit, and nuts, often served for breakfast. Do you ever have a breakfast parfait, James?
Yes, I like parfaits. They're
I'm
good.
not a, I'm not a yogurt fan. I'll go with the ice cream one. And the Japanese parfait, they elevated it. They have visually elaborate variations with matcha, seasonal fruit, mochi, M-O-C-H-R, mochi. That's a Japanese rice cake. I had to look it up. Layers of cake or brownies, granola. There we go again. Fresh whipped cream. Is there anything better? Although I still like my Ready Whip, and ice cream. Do you buy Ready Whip? Have you ever bought Ready?
I love Ready Whip. You did that. Yes.
Do you ever make a smiley face on somebody's face with Ready Whip?
Well, no.
You just give them a little smile, a little dot on there. Anyway, you've got the next holiday, and this is, I've never done a fictional holiday, but there were no other really good holidays today. So you're going to start this one. What is it, James?
Okay, this is Gazpacho Day.
Yes.
Gazpacho Soup Day.
Soup.
Soup, yes. It is a cold soup and made with, what did I say? Raw. Blended vegetables.
Yep.
It originated in the southern region of Iberia Peninsula and spread to other parts across what is now known as Spain. Spain and Portugal. I always thought gazpacho was Italian.
Really?
Yes,
Isn't that
I always
interesting?
thought that gazpacho was an Italian dish.
Unbelievable. Well, I think my aunt used to make something like that. I'm not a big fan of it, but traditionally it was made by pounding the vegetables in a mortar with a pestle. That's a bowl with this thing that you chop them down, you press them down with and smash them. It keeps it cool, and that way, if you used a blender or a food processor, oh no, that would make them foamy. You don't want it to be foamy. Most gazpacho, I didn't know this, James, has stale bread. What? Tomatoes, okay. Cucumbers, bell peppers, I knew that. Garlic, olive oil, sounds like a salad gone wrong. Wine vinegar, water, and salt. You could put all that in a blender and put it in a plate and make a salad out of it. Northern recipes add cumin and or pimenton, which is smoked sweet paprika. That sounds good to me. What about
That
you?
does.
Yeah.
Okay, so red gazpacho was created when they started adding tomatoes to
Oh,
it. This spread internationally and is commonly known as the modern version, including avocados,
yep.
cucumbers, parsley, strawberries, I didn't know that,
Oh,
watermelon, grapes,
what?
meat stock,
What?
seafood. I
What?
didn't know they put all that stuff in gazpacho.
I didn't
So actually, I really didn't know what was in gazpacho.
either. And now you do, and
And
you
now
might
I
never
do.
have it again.
Yes. Well, no, I'll still eat it. And of course, bread.
You know something? They talk about putting everything but the kitchen sink in. I think
Yeah,
that's what they did. Can you imagine strawberries with the tomatoes and the cucumbers and the bell? I don't think so. I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
so. Yeah.
Well, somebody created, while we're talking about this, is Gazpacho Soup Day, and it has a lore related to Red Dwarf, which is a British sci-fi comedy program created by two men named Rob Grant and Doug Naylor. It aired on the BBC Two, which is a channel from 1988 to 1999, and on something called Dave TV from 2009 to 2020. Tell us what happened in the show, James.
Okay, I had to go look this up.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, all right, Red Dwarf. I heard that. Is that a game or what was that? So since you said it was a TV show, I
Yep.
went to go look it up, and it's a show about the future. And on the show, when the Carpaccio soup incident took place aboard the JMC mining ship Red Dwarf during the final voyage, the captain Frank Hollister invites Arnold J. Rimmer, Rimmer
Rimmer.
the, the lowest ranking crew member, to dine at the captain table and enjoy a course of gazpacho soup. Now, I went to go look this up, and that's another reason why I thought she must be from England.
No,
But I'd never heard of Red Dwarf,
I hadn't either, but it was
and
the
it's been
only.
on for 11 years
I
or
know, but it
so.
was the only other holiday that made any sense. And as I said, I've never done a fictional holiday. So what happened was this Rimmer, this gentleman, Arnold J. Rimmer, lowest ranking crew member, well, my goodness gracious, he didn't know that gazpacho is served cold. So he said to the chef, take it away and bring it back hot. And everybody, I have a laugh track, but I'm not going to put it. They laughed at his mistake. He was never invited back to the captain's table, even though this was the final voyage of the Red Dwarf. They said he can never come to this table again. He said, my career is stalled. I'll never be anybody big in the service, in the military service, in the nautical service. When he died, his last words were, gazpacho soup. I can't even imagine. Of course, this is fictional. The incident haunted his hologram. So if you see his hologram for 3 million years, he didn't have 3 million followers, but he was around for 3 million years. You look at the hologram and it says, gazpacho soup. And James, what's the rest of this?
Okay. In Red Dwarf, a low-ranking technician, Dave Lister, awakened after being suspended animation for 3 million years to find he is the last living human and is alone on the mining spacecraft Red Dwarf. Escaped, except for the hologram of his deceased human bunkmate, Arnold Rimner, and cat, a life form evolved from Lister's pregnant cat that was smuggled on board the ship. I looked this stuff up. I was like, this is a crazy show.
Absolutely. And you know what? We're going to dance our way out. Listen to me. Thank you, James. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, this was fun.
I'm glad. Thank you for taking the time. I do a lot of serious shows and I got to have fun once in a while, right?
That's right.
Happy birthday. Your day. Somebody's day. Special way. Shine. Smile. Let's take it down. Thank you to the Suno Orchestra. I'm Bonnie D. It's been